Raise your elbows to high above your shoulders so that the dumbbells are at or above nipple height. Flex, feel, and squeeze the shoulders at the top range of motion. A fine introductory exercise for stabilizing and strengthening the rotator cuff is dual-arm internal-external rotator cuff rotations. Form a 90-degree angle between where the shoulder, wrist, and elbow meet. Rotate the wrist outward while keeping the elbows fixed at your rib cage. You can perform this exercise sitting, kneeling, or standing. Single-arm internal rotator cuff rotations are performed lying on your side. Create the same 90-degree angle and slowly rotate to a perpendicular to ground position. Use very light weights to start with to train the rotator cuff, tendons, and ligaments. While on the same side, perform the external rotation with the opposite arm for medial and posterior rotator cuff work. A complex exercise that trains primarily the latissimus dorsi muscles of your back and secondarily the chest groups is the dumbbell pullover. Position yourself atop of the strength ball with the weight directly above your chin. With mostly rigid arms, slowly lower the weight above and then behind your head. Pause momentarily at the bottom of the exercise to stretch your lats. A very challenging back and rear deltoid exercise is the single-arm supported dumbbell row. With a wide stance, position one hip and one elbow atop of the strength ball while pulling a single dumbbell to the opposite hip. Contract, squeeze, and flex the rear deltoid at the top of the motion. YTU raises are exercises to train the back, medial, and posterior deltoids. They're called YT and U raises because your body creates the shape of these letters when performed correctly. Be sure to squeeze the deltoids at the top range of motion. Knee push-ups are an introductory chest, shoulder, and tricep exercise. Once you've mastered that, quickly progress to on-your-toe push-ups for added resistance. Be sure to keep a straight, rigid position with your torso and use a slow, controlled motion. Take 2. Knee push-ups are an introductory chest, shoulder, and triceps exercise. Once you've mastered that, quickly progress to on-your-toe push-ups for added resistance. Be sure to keep a straight, rigid position with your torso and use slow, controlled motions. Incline push-ups are a more advanced chest exercise for even more resistance. Perform fully extended with your feet atop of the ball. Incorporate with a pair of dumbbells for a similar but interesting exercise with dumbbells. Some people find push-ups on dumbbells more comfortable for the wrist. Positioned at an angle atop the front section of the ball, incline dumbbell presses are a great way to add size to your upper body. If this weight feels light, concentrate on lowering especially slowly, like 4 seconds down and 4 seconds up. Remember to respect the 90-degree range of motion rule and keep the dumbbells no further apart than shoulder width. A less challenging chest exercise is the incline fly. Unlike chest presses, keep your arms slightly bent and rigid. The weight will be well wide of your shoulders at the bottom range of motion. Moving on to legs, an interesting and surprisingly effective introductory leg exercise is the seated stiff-legged leg rotation. Balance the top of your ball, extend a single leg, point your toe, and rotate in a 360-degree motion. This exercise is occasionally the only thing people with serious knee ailments can comfortably perform. Another simple leg exercise that also trains the gluteals is the forward stationary lunge. From an upright and standing position, take a nice big step and lower your body weight in a controlled fashion. It's important not to allow the knee to extend beyond the toe with this motion, so be sure to take big steps. One of the most direct gluteal exercises available is the hip thruster. Begin flat with both feet planted on the ground and extend your hips to where a horizontal line is formed between your knees, hips, and shoulders. Once you master this, quickly progress to a single-legged hip thruster of the same motion. Pause momentarily at the top of the motion to flex and feel your glutes. An intermediate exercise for the legs is the ball squat. Positioned against a wall with the ball just above your pelvis, position your feet shoulder-width apart and a half step in front of your knees. Slowly lower your body weight to where a 90-degree angle is formed between your hips, knees, and ankles. But go no lower. Use your hands for balance if necessary, or position them on your hips. A more advanced form of the hip thruster is the ball hip thruster. Position flat again for your upper body, but with your feet firmly planted against your strength ball. Perform the same hip thrusting motion as before, but against the ball instead of against the floor. Give it a try with one leg for more resistance. This exercise really hits the glutes and, because it requires control of the ball, can also help you improve your balance. One of the most advanced leg exercises you can perform is the single-legged ball squat. Positioned as you would for regular ball squats, extend and raise one leg to get it out of the way. Once again, slowly lower your body weight to no more than 90 degrees. A more demanding extension to the forward and diagonal lunges are weighted forward and weighted diagonal lunges. With a pair of dumbbells, one in each hand, perform the exercise exactly as before, but take care to keep good form, as the extra weight will definitely require additional concentration. A simple but effective hamstring exercise is the stiff-legged torso bend. From an upright position and with your knees mostly locked but slightly bent, simply bend forward to where your torso will be nearly horizontal. It's critical to maintain a natural, slightly arched back position with this exercise. A slightly more difficult hamstring exercise is the double-legged ball curl. Begin this exercise flat, with feet firmly planted against the ball. Raise your hips up off the ground and pull the ball towards you while balancing atop of the ball. For a more advanced and more difficult exercise, try it with just one leg. Raise